Well, hello, my little minions, and how are you this morning? Let's see. Today is Wednesday, August 31st. It's the last of August. We're almost into September. We're really going to start getting super busy with quilting stuff now. I know I'm a little spacey. Did not wake up really well this morning. Woke up super in pain, which is super no fun. Might be a kidney stone, might not be. Oh well. The meds have kicked in, so who cares? Whatever. Body's falling apart. Just another day, right? So yeah, right. The intros. I'm Andrea. This is my shop, the Quilting Shed, and we are located just outside of Fredericton in New Brunswick, in Canada. We ship all over Canada, and we have a flat rate. But today, I'm going to show you things I made, talk about stuff that happened, show you what's new, wait for people to show up and roast me in the comments. Thanks, Mom. And we'll see what's going down. So last night I did get in a little bit of sewing. Sometimes it's hard. And one of the things I wanted to show was about a month ago, I tackled some really tiny paper piecing and made these hearts. And last night I put it in this little 12-inch block. I know these are 1-inch hearts. Yep, paper piece. I made a bunch because I'm trying to get better at my accuracy and precision piecing. And the best way to do that for me is to piece really, really small. Then when I piece really, really big, my work has improved. It's really weird that way. Good morning, Tanya. Good morning, Danielle. Two of my favorite people. So this is my circle of love. That's what I'm calling it. Circle of love. Isn't that sweet? I know. Yeah, I have no idea how I'm going to quilt this yet. Um, don't know who it's for. Just wanted to, like I said, practice all these little pieces and see what happens. So that's what happened. Will I quilt it in the next couple of weeks, or will I quilt it in the next couple of years? Who knows? The other thing I finished, woohoo, we've had some mini charms, Christmas mini charms on sale in the shop, 5 whole bucks, and a couple of them are getting really low. One of them, there's only one left of that particular style, but the one, oh, I found a hanging thread. Oops. There's one there's a lot of, and I hadn't quite finished the sample for it. Maybe that was it. It is brushed cotton, which basically, don't be afraid, it just sort of means flannel light is how I think of it. And these squares in the middle of this nice comfy pillow are all out of that charm pack, dots and dashes, I think it's called. And I have had some dotted polka dot flannel in my stash just to border it, to bring it up to size a little. And I put on an envelope back from more stash fabric. You can see these fabrics don't what you call match, but they do go. They're both red, white, and green. They're from my stash. Really, the scraps that were left of this, I just threw them out. That's how little there were. I ain't saving. I'm not doing tiny piecing with flannel though. So close enough is good enough for matching when you're doing your stash. And the salvage chair in the shop has a nice Christmas themed pillow. So you can just support your back a little more. Oh, hey, my mom's here. Ha! And Jeannie K. Jeannie's here too. So the fun part of this is while I finish this up, my husband was trying to nap in the recliner that is in our office / sewing room recliner. There's 2 recliners, one for me, one for him. Sometimes we have joint naps. It's great. So I threw this pillow at him when it was done. And I said, here, test this out. Well, I didn't throw it at him. I tried to gently tuck it under his head while he was sleeping, but for some reason he couldn't sleep through that. Weird. So he wanted to know, he's like, what's this pocket for? It's for your snacks, honey. So he has declared the pillow comfy. Like I said, super easy, $5 charm pack. What more could you ask for? I know, Mom, somebody to sew it for you. The other thing I finished, and this is weird, I finished it late enough one night. Late, it was like 8 o'clock or something, Mom. That's how late it was. I didn't quite get the borders on. It still has some borders for me to put on. But this is the big star quilt that I was working on. I know. It's huge. Well, for me, it's huge compared to that last thing I finished. This is huge, like 14-inch blocks versus 1-inch blocks. I know. So it's got these nice ones. I'll post a better picture later. I was just going through some of my quilting books that I own and picking out things that I wanted to make. So I'm not actually selling this pattern, but you can see it's just a bunch of stars. It's really more about the color and the placement in this particular one and red binding. So someday I'll have that finished, and I've had quilting ideas already. And that was a just because. Um, yeah, and I just went through my stash, and I think one of the things I wanted to point out to people was I went through my stash, and even me, I had to come out here to the shop to pick out just a little bit extra fabric in some select colors to finish it off and make sure I just used my stash. The funniest part though was one of the fabrics. I'm just trying to find a spot here. One of the fabrics, I had so little left. I had to actually, can you see that little seam right there? I had to piece scraps to make sure I still had enough to fit. The only thing left of this orange print, I have a funny story about this, was the little edge that I cut off to straighten the fabric. That was it. But funnily enough, Emma had bought me a meter of this fabric like a few years ago before I started doing anything. And orange is not my color, and I found it hard. I just didn't know what to do with it. Um, but when I was going through this summer making some scrap quilts, I grabbed some of this fabric so it's in other scrap quilts because I said I'm never going to use this, and threw it in some other quilts. So, so this was about half to 3/4 of a yard that was left that I squeezed and made work in this thing because the only other pieces that I had were like in Ron's quilt. And it was finished. And I don't think he would like me like unpicking this one piece just to, yeah. So that's super funny. I was reminded of the comment that said, the pattern says we need 2 meters, but we have 1.5, so we're gonna make it work. Totally made it work. And oh, with some of the light here, you can see there's 2 different navies right over here. Once I quilt that, you're not going to notice. If you do notice, you'll just think it's the light or maybe the grain or something. And honestly, if you're looking that close, you're a quilt judge, which is fine. Okay, see, I know that. It's like when I got graded in school and they're like, "You missed the mark here." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm not surprised." That's enough about me. We do have some new things. I think I showed you the Father Christmas last week. I have some nice patterns here, and I actually figured out the kit prices. If you wanted to make this quilt with this pattern, the kit would be $150. I forgot to put the pattern price in the kit. So 150-ish. Danielle says, it's a design choice. Yes, don't tell people you screwed up. It was a deliberate design choice. I deliberately put 2 different navies in there as an educational lesson. Just roll with it. Some days I can speak bureaucraties too. Yeah, right. Back to the Forest holiday. If you are interested in a kit of this, it'll be 150 plus the cost of the pattern because I'm a dweeb. No, I had a headache yesterday and couldn't math very well. But yeah, I also have a quilt top of this that I need to quilt. So there's that one. Speaking of Christmas kits, you may have seen this on the wall in the shop with the animal type, the Santa Paws line with the cats and the dogs and the nice colors. So this is what the pattern looks like. And I have done up kits for you. I know, in these funky colors. Everybody loves it when they see it on the wall. And it's a whopping $35. I mean, to make this really cute wall hanging. And there's plenty in here. You'll have lots of leftovers, really. I don't want to say definitively all you need is more background fabric and you could probably make 2, but you'll have lots of leftovers, let's just say. And that one's $35. I did not put this on the website yet because I was having a time, as they say. But I do have some more new things for you. I know, it was exciting. I even got fabric yesterday and I was so spacey, like it was there at 8 o'clock in the morning when I wandered by the back door. And it took me until after lunch to actually open the box. That's how woo ADHD I was. Mm. But before that, last week I didn't even tell you this was coming because it came like the very next day, which is super fun. But I managed to get in, or I finally got in, some byAnnie.com purse parts. And I already carry some of her patterns, but now we have some purse parts. And the other thing I got in was a sample card for all the mesh. And I got one of every color for the mesh. Hi, Christine. Christine's jumping in. You missed me talking about health problems, so consider yourself lucky. So yeah, byAnnie mesh for making those nice project bags where you need the nice little mesh pockets. I already have the vinyl, clear vinyl for those things, and I have the webbing. And I have some purse parts, and I have a few patterns, but we're getting there. We're getting there. The other thing I got in was a package of black zipper by the yards with the zipper pulls. These are the huge ones. So if you're making a big bag and you want the big zipper pull, you ever make a bag with like a regular dressmaker zipper and it's got the little tiny pull on it and you're like, I can't. Yeah, these will help with that. And I like that it's the zipper by the yard. It's 4 yards of zipper tape. I really like this because I have this habit myself of just buying really long zippers and cutting off what I need, even if it's like 6 inches, a foot too long. And then I hang on to the parts because my grandmother went through the war. You have to save these things. I'm just trained. So I always have it in my head that, I'm going to get extra zipper pulls and put them on those zipper bits that I have left over. So I have more zippers. It's frugal. It's handy. So I have these in black and white, and I did not put the price tags on them. So when I look it up, I'll know what they are. I just hadn't gotten around to putting the prices on these, but it's reasonably decent about what it is everywhere else. And I got to say, I'm very happy with the purse parts that I got in. And like 3 of everything that they had. So they're like purse sets. These are like, this is the set 3800, which I'm assuming goes with a couple of patterns. So it's got like 2 rectangle rings, 2 snap hooks, and a wide mouth slider. Oh yeah, for some handles and things. Or if you're doing your own thing, there's like the nickel rectangle rings. And I have these in multiple colors. Like here they are in the brass, the antique brass. And I thought these little containers were very cute. A lot of them come in these little containers. Like, see, there's like the black snappy thingies. Swivel hooks, swivel snap hooks. Oh, it's right on the back. Drink faster. For somebody who got up early, you'd think that, the caffeine would have kicked in yet, but no, it's just the meds. And also the very nice silver one. So I'm happy with this. And this is going to make me want to make a bag. I'm telling you. I'm going to have to resist, but we'll see how long that lasts. The strap adjusters to use with your black webbing. So I'm like, this is just one box of purse parts, and I've got 4 more. I have to, I have to set up a whole new section to hang these on, and I have plans, except, health matters keep interfering with getting that up in the shop. It'll happen. It'll just, we'll have a good day, and when we get everything done that we should have done, we'll get like 2 weeks of work done in like 2 days, and then wonder why we're tired at the end. I also got in the magnet closures, and these are the sew-in ones, not the prongy ones. So I like this. I like these. My mom said the video stopped. Either it's you or me, Mom. I don't know. Is it rainy out? Sometimes when it's rainy, for some reason, the internet goes blippy. So there's those. Gotta check my list. byAnnie. While we're saying hi to my mom in the comments, Mom came for a visit this weekend. If you missed it, because I posted pictures on my timeline because we were being silly, and my mom was like, we need a picture. So Carl took the pictures with Ron's iPad, and we have pictures of feet in there somewhere because Carl doesn't know what he's doing. But anyway, It was funny. We got some good pictures. We had a good time. Mom had a good time shopping, hassling customers. I don't mean hassling, no. I overheard her telling another customer that Carl's her husband. Carl has a daughter, Julia, and she has a PhD and she lives in Switzerland. She speaks like three or four languages. But then I heard my mom say, but my daughter owns a fabric shop. And I'm thinking, yes, I win. I'm the oldest. I win anyway. So, right. If you're younger and you're watching this, and your mom quilts, open a quilt shop. She'll leave everything to you. Honestly, that's what I'm thinking. And then I was a terrible daughter, and she had to make her own sandwich because I was busy. So here's the sandwich stuff, mom. Make whatever you want. I got to go do this thing. The nerve of her. I meant to email you, mom, the next day. I got up and Ron actually made my tea for me. So you'll be happy to know that he made my tea and now he's back in your good graces. Mm. So the Silly Moon rulers, I probably said before, they're good in stock. But Kelly's come out with some new classes and stuff, and I have a sheet here. So if you are interested in some online classes on rulers taught by Kelly, you can purchase them through me, and I'll get you all hooked up. She's even has a free workshop, which is neat. And I know she has there is a free class that you can get if you buy a couple of the basic rulers, like the Charming, and one other one. I can hook you up with a free class on that too. Woohoo! This weekend is a long weekend. Apparently, it came up fast. So Monday we're closed because it's Labor Day. Woohoo! It's funny too because all of a sudden things are happening. Like more dentist appointments are being squished in there, and Emma has to run down to the school for this, that, and the other thing, and errands have to be run, and we have to meet up with some people. But I'm going to take the time. I'm very excited about this. I don't know if you've heard of Gurdeep. Can't remember his last name, but he's the guy who's in the Yukon. He has the turban because he's Sikh, and he does the Bhangra dancing that is from Pakistan. He's the jumping back and forth. And I posted on my personal timeline yesterday and Twitter that I really like him for a lot of reasons. He's so happy, he's so joyful. And he's always talking about how, as an immigrant to Canada, he feels welcome, he loves our country. And that for me was really special too, because I don't know if you know this, but my father and his family immigrated to Canada in 1956 from England. And my grandmother was always really, really big on how grateful she was able to move to Canada, to be here as an immigrant, to be welcome into the community. And I find that a lot of the commonalities that we have with coming to Canada and being a Canadian is just, I know Canadians don't get too proud of being Canadian with their flag waving rah rah rah, but that would be one of those moments for me. But Gurdeep is going to be in Fredericton, yes, tomorrow night. Um, and he's meeting up at one of the local parks, and we're all going to dance together. And I'm going to go, and I'm going to dance because in this kind of a world, you got to find the joy somewhere. So we're going to do that. We're going to be outside, and we're going to be safe, and we are going to enjoy the moment. Yeah, and the fun part, I think, with his dancing is how similar it is to other dancing. He's been dancing with indigenous dancers like drummers and horse dancers. They have, or there are the dancers further south than here. And yesterday he posted he was dancing with some Celtic dancers, which is very similar. And he's from Pakistan, which also a little heartwarming too, because one of the sweetest coworkers I ever had was from Pakistan. I miss him dearly. And there's a heck of a lot of flooding over there. So I've been thinking of him and contacting him, seeing if he's okay. But Yeah, just one of those. The world is a little tiny ball. We're all a lot closer with stuff like that. So I'll be dancing tomorrow night. I know, so fun. Dancing badly, we don't care. And my mom is posting in the thing that my great grandfather Daly, that would be on mom's side, immigrated in 1914 from Ireland. So my usual line is I'm half Irish and I'm half English and I'm constantly at odds with myself internally. Also, I've never met a potato that I didn't like. Take that for what you will. Anyway, I should have worn my family shirt. That would have been better. This is, oh, by the way, this is not a Harry Potter shirt. Everybody thinks it's Harry Potter because it's got glasses and thing, but it's a lynda.com online learning shirt, is what it is. And it's getting a little, it's old, it's getting a little worn. I have reached the end of my list. I'm sure there's things I've forgotten or things I should take care of, but there's always next week. There's always a newsletter. There's always something. My mom went through the scrap bin too and took like a big chunk. So she's happy. I'm happy. You're happy. We're happy. So let me know in the comments where your family is from if you know. We'll bond over that. The other thing I like about multiple cultures all over the world is you go to every single culture and they have a dish that is meat wrapped in dough. Every single culture. I love it. You can get meat wrapped in dough. You can get Chinese dumplings, samosas, British hen pies, Jamaican beef patties, uh, pork bow. Yeah, food. You got me at food, man. I celebrate cultures with food. This is great. Right. So I'm going to go reheat my tea. Mm. And I'm going to make sure that this new fabric that I just realized I forgot to show you is in inventory. So we aren't done. We just have one more thing to do. Did I tell you I was spacey? Just a little bit. ADD's kicking in. I'm just jumping right over things. So yesterday I got in some new fabric. It's called Heavenly Hedgerow. It's from Figo Fabrics, which is a division of Northcott. These are more modern leaning. They're more youthful. They're fresher. They're fantastic. And I saw this and I'm like, I gotta get this. If you're into sort of like the cottagecore vibe, totally cottagecore, and all that means is, picture yourself out in a little cottage in the woods, living that country cottage life, everything about that. That's the aesthetic we're going for. With that in mind, there is this fantastic blue floral. I'm just going to show you some sedate ones. I've got these in at 16 a meter because I love you all. And this nice floral brown. I'm saving the good ones. And we have this nice floral green. I had a couple customers petting it yesterday. Look at this beautiful sage green and that nice mustardy brown. And you can see how well they coordinate. But then you're in your cottage, you're in the forest, and the bunnies come out. See how it's nice and playful? It's not very babyish. You could slide that in anything, and it's just really cute little bunny animals with the flower fields. And you're in the forest with the ferns and the butterflies flitting about. I know, so cute. While you're in the forest, you're looking around at the mushrooms growing. This has to be one of my favorite prints because it also comes in black. Let me tell you how hard it is for me to not make a bag with this mushroom print. That would be so cute. Also in the black, just the ferns. This is a very well designed and coordinating line, I'm telling you. My mom wants to make sure I'm taking pictures of me dancing in the streets. The fern print again, but with a nice off-white cream background. I mean, you really have to see this. It's overcast today, and the lighting in here is eh. Another bunny print. Oh, look at this. This is the full forest experience with the nice pen and ink line drawings filled in with watercolor. Anytime I see watercolor graphics, download these for free. I'm hitting that button so hard. What am I going to do with them? I have no idea. But this kind of fabric and stuff, really, really enjoy it. It's really cute. It's not terribly babyish. This isn't like I wouldn't call this, it's not a baby line. It's more youthful, but we're talking like teenagers, young adults, just more modern, more of it does still have a vintagey vibe, and it's just kind of like a modern, refreshed interpretation. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. It's just really, really fresh. This is very springtime, but it could be like early fall, late summer with the birds. I know, and the eggs and the light blue. It's just really, really nice. I'm telling you. And another brown. Oh, this one has strawberries. I just noticed it's strawberries. Look at that. Oh. So you start your heads thinking about what you might want to make with something like this. And this is the same bunny print in the green. And you've seen them all. Like I said, $16 a meter. It should be coming up on the website today. And it is in store right now in one of the bins. Because, yeah, I got no room on my new fabric shelf because I don't know where to put those. So you can see those. And the fabric's really nice, too. It's a good feeling fabric. Of course it is. It's, division of Northcott. So it feels really nice. It's nice and smooth. I'm going to post some pictures later of some mock-ups of some various patterns done up in these fabrics so you can see how they look together in a quilt. And like I said, it's really, really soft but fresh. And it's just, I love it so much. I wish I had more words to describe it because, yeah, it's just really, really pretty. And these mushrooms get me every time. I will eat some mushrooms. Some people are huge into mushrooms. I have a lot of friends who are foraging for mushrooms. So that mushroom print wouldn't be a bad place to start if you're starting to think of making Christmas gifts for people. And they like mushrooms? Make them something with a mushroom print on it. And butterflies and the forest. And we're all going to go off and live in a little cottage in the woods. And everything will be lovely. And that is that. So, Marge showed up to say good morning. And I'm sorry, Marge. I'm just about to wrap it up. But you can always scroll back to the first of the video and watch it from there. And you can enjoy it thoroughly. So what time is it? Look at that. Right on time. I'm really going to say goodbye now. Or as Danielle says, the longest goodbyes in existence. Ask me what an Irish goodbye is later. And I'll tell you. So yeah, wrapping it up. Half past. I got stuff to do. New fabrics. Check out the website later. Stay tuned for the newsletter. And keep warm, I guess, but not too warm. Happy dancing and have a good day. See you later. Bye.